Good. Can everyone see the screen? Yes? Nice. Thanks a lot. So, guys, today the idea of the session is to talk a little bit about continuous professional development focused on English teachers. Okay. And to start, I would like your collaboration. So, I'm going to ask you to share in the chat what you understand about continuous professional development and some of the difficulties you can find in putting it to practice in your daily life. Okay, so please type your ideas while people are coming. Want to know what you think about that and some of the difficulties. Well, according to Tiago, uh, continuous professional development is trying to meet the most up-to-date scientific methodologies with day-to-day demands, real-world problems, and our own personal boundaries. Charles said that to study and get adapted to the new challenges we can find in life and with students. Veronica said that her difficulty is trying to put theory into practice. Okay. Anyone else? Well, I can say that some of the opinions they match, right? So the idea is to study, to get informed about things. It's interesting when Tiago says about personal boundaries. So is continuous professional development only related to the professional part of our lives, or does it involve personal aspects as well? Lu said that she would love to have more time to study, to improve methodologies. So time would be a difficulty, right, Lu? A lot of people mention that time is a difficulty. Yeah, what do you think? Time, what else could you say is a difficult? Aninha, she said that it's important to keep studying as a teacher because there will always be new types of methodologies in addition to children always changing. Okay, good, thank you. Camila, I think the investment can be an issue as well. Yes, a lot of people say that, Camis. Yeah, I think that time and money are usually the difficulties that most people find when we talk about professional development. Very good. If you want to continue contributing with ideas, feel free. Uh, but I want to share something else with you. I'm going to share another screen with you because we have a quiz. Okay. Can you see the other screen? With Mentimeter? Yes or no? Yes? Good. Very good. So, guys, I would like you to scan the QR code, and I'm also going to share with you the link. And I want you to read these 3 questions and vote for the one you believe is a false sentence. Okay, so we have 2 true sentences and 1 false. What is the false one? Let me copy the link for you. So apparently most of people think that the second sentence is the false one. No one else is going to vote? Okay, so let's see what we have as the answers. So these are the three sentences we had. Most of people voted for number 2, being the false one, and the results are. The first sentence is a true sentence. So continuous professional development for English teachers impacts directly in the quality of their teaching. Yeah. So according to research, to the literature, continuous development for English teachers is fundamental. Why? Because the educational field is constantly evolving. So there are always something new about methodologies, about technology, practices, and we need to keep up to date to everything that is happening. Um, that's why we should always try to find ways to know what is happening about the world. Thiago mentioned about science. So in terms of neuroscience, they are always finding out new ways of learning how the brain works. So it's important that we try to understand what these discoveries are, that we try to find uh, the methodologies we have, if they are, if there are new methodologies, if they are improving, if there is anything different going on, even to understand fake information people can share. We can also try to understand how to apply those things in our practice. Uh, in terms of technology, lots of technologies coming every day, the artificial intelligence. So it's here and it's going to stay. So we need to know how to work with all those things. And if we are not studying, if we are not finding or searching for this information, we stop understanding how to use them in our favor. Another sentence that is true, the third one. So there is a variety of ways of professional development, from reading a book related to a topic of specific interest to a post-graduation course. And this is true. Sometimes I talk to teachers and they believe that professional development is having a post-graduation course or paying for an expensive certification, but it's not only that. Okay, we can have, here we have some examples. I'm going to show you some other options, but just to start, we have courses, workshops, mentorships, lectures, conferences, research, books, articles, study groups, and some of them are short, so we don't need a lot of time to study them or to participate in them. And some of them are free, so we don't need to invest any money. So lots of opportunities. Okay. Tiago shared here. Uh, Also, how can we inspire learning if we ourselves are not open to it? That's it, Chi. So if we are teachers, we want students to learn, so we need to be their models. We need to inspire them, right? And Veronica said that is true, right? Good. Well, and finally, the false or the lie, we had a sentence number 2. Most of Brazilian English teachers have the necessary knowledge for teaching, which is false. According to a British Council research that was published in Folha de São Paulo in 2021, only 70.5% of English classes, both in private and public schools, don't have teachers with necessary graduation degree for teaching English. Okay, the British Council considered at first graduation, and after they checked for the extra courses. So 36.75% of teachers don't have any kind of extra courses besides the major in English. We are not going to delve into the topic, but I think that most of you here have a major in English, and we know that some schools, some colleges, if not most of them, don't have an English course that a major or a graduation that really helps us in practical terms when we are in the classroom. They teach us a lot of theories that are important. We need them, but in practical terms, we don't learn, for example, how to prepare a lesson, how to deal with the behavior of students, how to deal with the technology that is evolving every day. So if we don't look for this kind of knowledge after the graduation course or apart the graduation course, we don't know, we lack information of how to work in the classroom with our students, okay? And something that is really concern is that 16.7% of teachers, English teachers, stopped their studies in high school. Okay, so we still have a lot of teachers who don't even have a major in English. How many of you have a major in English? Everybody? Yes? Good, good. And how was the experience? Can anyone share with us how was the experience of the graduation course? Did it help in your practice?
May I speak?
Please, Teodoro.
It's something I talk every time because when I started teaching, it was horrible. I
Mm-hmm,
hadn't any idea about how to do it. It was horrible.
mm-hmm.
I
You had
have
to,
learned,
sorry.
I have learned since that time, I have learned how to teach the students, but I am still learning. Every time you talk to me, you tell me, "Oh, do this way, don't do that way." It helps me a lot
Mm-hmm,
because it's really hard making the students understand the topics, understand uh, the language or the importance of language. It's really
mm-hmm.
hard. And I have the
Yes.
major. I have the major. So I'm telling you because in the college I hadn't learned that.
Yes, thank you, Theodoro, for sharing. And I think that a lot of teachers can relate with your experience. That we go to college, we expect to learn everything we need to be a good teacher after the graduation, but unfortunately, that's not what we face. Yeah, we have to learn on the day by day, and if we don't have anyone helping us, it's the path we have to go is very difficult. Anna says that she has a major in pedagogy, but she wants to study letras soon. And Tiago also have a major in Portuguese, and then he took the Celta for English specifically, right? And I think that when we talk about teaching English, maybe the CELTA helps more than the graduation course. Yes. So I think there are some people reviewing uh, some of these things with Mac. So maybe for the future, we can have something changing. Camila, would you like to say anything, please?
I would like just to add something here. I'll finish my CELTA course next Saturday, and I have to say that I've been teaching for 26 years. I've been teaching English for 26 years, and nobody taught me better than the Celta. Because the Celta course is a practical course. How to plan, how to study the language before teaching, how to give feedback to your students, how to get feedback from your students, from your peers. And this is something that does not happen in any graduation course, at least here in Brazil. So I think my graduation course was long ago, but I have to say that I learned much more now with the Celta course, the Celta prep course, than with my graduation.
Yeah, thank you very much, Camila. And I think that this is true for most of us. I mean, I don't have the Celta. We are going to see that the Celta is not the only option. There are other options, other certificates that are possible for teachers that help a lot with methodology. They work in different ways, they have different prices. So there is a lot of things that we can do to improve and solve this gap, or at least reduce this gap we have between the graduation course and what really happens in a classroom when we are teaching English. Okay. Vanessa said that she couldn't agree more with Camila. Yeah, it's painful, but it's worth it. Yes, it's a lot. The Celta is not easy, right? Very good. So you shared with us what you think about continuous professional development. We discussed some of the difficulties we may face, but let's understand what really means continuous professional development. So according to Amo Padawat and Krishna Dixit, CPD, or continuous professional development, is a planned, continuous, and lifelong process whereby teachers try to develop their personal and professional qualities and to improve their knowledge, skills, and practice, leading to their empowerment, the improvement of their agency, and the development of their organization and their pupils. So the idea of professional development is to think of a journey. We are not going to just decide to take any kind of course. We have to plan our steps. We have to think of our objectives. What do I want for my future in my career as an English educator? Do I want to work only in regular schools? Do I want to be a coordinator someday? So different objectives will generate different ways of improving. And then you are going to start planning these steps little by little, what kind of courses you need to take, what kind of strategies you can use to improve, to develop. And then you are going to start thinking about time, money, your moment in life, what your priorities are. And it's a journey that never ends. We study all the time. There is always something to learn. There is always something to try. And this not only helps our professional skills, but helps us as person. We develop as individuals too. And when we know more, when we have more knowledge, we have better skills, we have better practice, we help the place where we work, we help especially our students to have a better learning process, okay? So when we think about continuous professional development, that's what we think, something that is going to happen through our career, and that needs to be planned. Okay. Okay, Thiago agreed as well with Camila and Vanessa about the Celta. Good. So far, so good. Is there anything anyone would like to add? Any personal experience with Celta or graduation courses or anything else?
I think that
Hi.
Oh, sorry, you may go.
Okay,
Oh,
Charles, let's
okay,
see.
sorry. No, something I'd like to say is that my graduation, my experience. Yeah, when
Mm-hmm,
I went to the college, I was a teacher for 5 6 years, and my graduation at college, it helped me uh, to have a scientific site on how to give classes, what to teach. Okay,
mm-hmm,
other topics related. Okay, at the college you have literature. Okay, I'm graduating in English, Portuguese. Okay, and
uh-huh,
I did the bacharelado. Yeah, so I can work as a translator. I can also work as a translator. So with this course, it gave me a total different way of look at the English language. Go deeper, yes,
mm-hmm,
and learning it deeper. It helped me to teach better. I think.
uh-huh.
Okay, just about my graduation. After the graduation, I was a better teacher.
Good. Good to know that it helped you, Charles, and thanks for sharing because it's important to have both sides of story, right?
Yes.
Uh, and in your case, T, what we're going to say?
I think that usually we think that uh, development means gathering things and hoarding things and taking them with us. But I think that the core principle of development is the mindset of development, which means being able to do something um, despite not having this formal um, content. You know, many things I started learning after I graduated, but also by researching in posts or videos. I remember that when I started teaching young learners, I had never had the experience before, and I was terrified. But then I I, I try to keep this mindset like if I have this issue and if I have this problem, it won't be a problem if I solve it. And I think that development means this, even if we don't have like the most expensive course or if we don't have all the books, if you have this thing internalized, like I need to be better tomorrow. I need to give my students something better than before. I think that the students will feel that and you will develop, even if you don't have like the formal ways of doing so. Because sometimes we go to a course and we take it and we have the certificate, but then we forget everything. We don't put it into practice and we say, oh, but I did it. I have this paper. It shows that I'm able of doing what I say I'm that I do. So I think that I think this is very important to think about too, like being open to development as something that will improve yourself as a person and then as a professional, right? So I think that this is very important, like you said in the beginning. If we improve, do we do so just for us professionally, or do we learn how to present ourselves better in our daily lives? You know.
That's it. Thanks a lot, T. I think that's something that you said guides us when we are thinking about development. We cannot only apply to courses, to workshops, and read things, and just for the sake of doing those things. We need to reflect upon what we are studying. If we participating in a workshop, for example, maybe it's a I don't know 2 hour long workshop. It's not much. You are not going to learn everything about that topic in 2 hours, but that's a moment that you are going to see something that is going to trigger reflection. And then when you reflect, you will start thinking, okay, what can I do? How can I learn more? Does it suit me and my personality? Does it fit my objectives in life? And then you will start looking for more. You will start applying your lessons, and then it's part of you. It becomes part of you. So that's really, really important, because any kind of way you use to achieve improvement, to develop, is nothing if you don't stop and reflect about what you are doing, okay? And have clear goals to where you want to get, okay? Good. Camila, I'm going to need your help for some breakout rooms, okay? We have, I think that we can work with trios, Cam, okay? I would like you to stay in the breakout room with your trios, and I will give you around 5 minutes to talk about some ideas related to professional development and some examples. So, for example, if you think of books as professional development, this is one idea. What kind of books can we read? Do you remember any name of a book that impacted you, that you think that is the core of our profession? So that's what I want you to do, okay? Think about the idea and examples. You can make notes, and then when you come back, we are going to share. Yes, Camila is just organizing the rooms, and very soon you will be there. We had the time to discuss. I'm so sorry, people.
Okay.
Okay, I'm so sorry, Carla. I know you would like to stay there and discuss more, but unfortunately, we only had 5 minutes.
Okay. Yeah, the teacher said that.
Yes. Okay. So, guys, can you please share with us what you discussed in your groups? Sorry, T. Don't kill me.
Well,
Hmm.
Swelling started saying that she's been a teacher for now, and we don't have so much experience yet. Uh, uh, um, I've been teaching English and also Portuguese for about 4 or 5 years, but personally, not at college. But I think it's very good. It's a very time to improve the knowledge and study a lot.
I see. And could you think of some examples of things we can use for professional development?
Oh, we have to be patient a lot because the
Okay.
kids sometimes are very and anxious,
Mm-hmm.
and we have to be calm and to
Mm-hmm.
keep all the time because there are many children um, that cannot stay calm in the
Mm-hmm.
in the so we have to keep calm and to put all the things nah, the on
Mm-hmm.
the board and talking too much with the children all the time and to give them an example that what we are they will learn
Mm-hmm.
and then to keep going and then I think the games it's a key né? You have to put the games in the class and also the, the everything but
Mm-hmm.
we have to be calm and do a dynamic class
Mm-hmm.
nowadays. I think that's the key.
Yes, Carla, it's true. And sometimes that's what we need, depending on the groups we are teaching, the segments we need to learn develop
Mhm.
this mindset of being calm and being patient. And
Yeah,
there are lots of books, courses, and workshops that can help us
yeah,
with that, right?
yeah.
Thanks a lot,
Mhm.
Carla, for sharing. Thank you.
Thank
T.
you.
Um, Lohani and Luciana and I were talking about the importance of creating report and creating contexts of different situations, for students to be able to give you new vocabulary, give you new perspectives. But I talked about studying neuroscience.
Mm-hmm.
Lohani suggested workshops that give different scenarios for us to participate and to get new ideas, like even if it's the gist of the idea.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that one thing that I talked about that uh, everyone kind of agreed on was refreshers, because usually when we learn something, we have this idea that we learned it and it's done. Like, you can't go back to that. Why are you doing that? And then I gave my personal experience. I tend to feel guilty because I think, oh, but already went to college. Why do I need to have this time to remember stuff? I got my graduation. I got the score, right? Why am I asking for help again? And we tend not to be open to understand that development is also going back to some things sometimes, and that teaching is a skill. And like, if we go to the gym uh, all week, and we stop doing that for like 3 weeks, we lose everything we've gained. So I took Celta, okay, but if I don't get a moment in which I can remember the protocols and the frameworks and apply them correctly, and even sometimes have someone telling me, hey, it's not this adequate, let's retry and do again.
Mm-hmm.
I i i lose track, and
Yeah.
then I think that this is important, like refreshers, and constantly remembering and being able to practice things, like,
Mm-hmm.
and having someone come and say, hey, I just watched your class, and you could change that. Yeah, and you guys do that, and it's awesome. So for books, we didn't talk much about those, but I
Mm-hmm.
would obviously say Pedagogia do Oprimido from Paulo Freire. Paulão, cadê a
Mm-hmm.
Tamara? Where is Tamara?
Tamara's here.
Yeah.
She's somewhere here. Don't worry.
I'm here. I'm
Pauline.
here. I'm
Freirianos
here.
on the house. But also positive discipline in
Uh-huh.
for special needs. It was
Mm-hmm.
Verusca that suggested me that, and I went after it, and it's really good. Not a fit uh, all size, but it doesn't fit every situation, but it's very helpful. And yeah, that's it. Sorry, we had
No,
only 5 minutes, right?
don't
Wow.
worry.
Yeah, that's it.
Don't worry, T. Don't worry. You gave wonderful contributions, and that's it. Revisiting everything we studied is important. So we need to come back. We need to check if we are doing the way we are supposed to do it. If we are not, what is happening? How can I change? How can I improve? And sometimes you have to find another way, another methodology, right? So there are so many nowadays that we can choose a communicative approach that we use. There is lexical approach. So how can I start using some of those things to improve my lessons? Yes, and then reflect and revisit. Really important. Yes, and books and workshops as suggestions. Good. Who else is going to share ideas with us? please? Anyone else? No one else? Charles? Florence? Anyone else? Okay. Okay. Moment. Oh, Veronica! Yeah! Thanks, Veronica!
Hi, can you hear me?
Yes, we can.
I was dealing with the definition that we learned that about the planned part of the professional development. Because, for example, I was thinking what we received from Cel.Lep, for example, when one of the teachers, supervisor, coordinator, I'm not sure about the name, but he comes to my class and listens to my class, and then he gives me a feedback. That is absolutely useful because he gives me really good inputs, and of course he's seeing exactly what I do and what he recommends for me to change. But I love it. I'm wondering, is that planned in the sense that I planned it? Because it's not part of my plan for development, but it's part of the institution, I know. But it's not that I suggested that. It's part of what the institution suggests or has to give us. And on the other hand, something that when you share something with your class, with your peers, you have a teacher and you tell her what you did and she tells you what she did and you interchange information, exercises and everything. Is that also it's not really part of a plan because I didn't plan it, but it happens and it's good. But I was thinking about the plan part because I agree, but do we really plan our professional development?
I think that this question of yours, Veronica, is amazing. And yes, I consider that this is a kind of planning, or there is a kind of planning there in the meaning of just a minute. Thank you. Thanks a lot, Charlie. Sorry. So as I was saying, Veronica, I believe that when there is a kind of planning there when you decide to do that, because okay, you may not choose if you are going to be observed or not, but you can choose what you are going to do with that moment of observation and the feedback. So you can choose, and this is the planning involved. If I agree with that, if I want to learn, if I want to develop, I will understand the points, I will reflect, I will accept, I will discuss, I will ask questions, and they are going to be meaningful for me. The same when you are sharing ideas with a peer, right? If you are sharing something, a practice, for example, you decide to do that. It's something that you may be in a conversation. A peer can say that he or she is struggling with something, and it's your decision to help that person or not. So it's a kind of planning involved there. So what you are sharing and what you are going to do with the information you receive is part of this plan. So this thing that my coordinator told me is important for me, and it's going to help with my classes, with my development. This other aspect, I may not agree so much. I will reflect on this. I will see what I can do, but maybe it's not going to be so helpful for my future, right? So I don't know if it's clear, but from my point of view, that's what I believe. As Tiago said, is unexpected, right? An expected planning. Yeah. Good. Anyone else? Okay, so we have some ideas to offer to you. In fact, we have many ideas to offer to you. And we are going to start with the best ones, the ones that are free. Yes, that we don't have to pay for them. And they involve a little bit of self-study, right? So we need to decide the time, we need to decide the moment, We need to choose what we are going to do. So this is self-study, but most of the options I'm going to show you for the three next slides, they are free. Okay, so the first one I want to talk about is articles. So there are lots of places to find, lots of journals to find wonderful articles about bilingualism, second language acquisition, teaching English, learning a second language, how to work with skills, anything you want. And I brought you here some options that are completely free. I mean, may not be completely okay, because for example, the International Journal of English Language Teaching, the first option, you can subscribe to the journal, okay, and then you have some most of articles, they are paid, but you have wonderful topics that are free, open to everyone. Okay, the L2 journal, the TESL, and the New Roots from Gisal, they are completely free. All the articles you can find there. You don't need to pay any kind of subscription. Okay, and again, there are topics about everything, articles related to different realities. So we are going to find people from Asia, from Africa, from Europe talking about their realities, and they can help what we do in our practice. New Roots, I don't know if you know Gisal. Gisal is a Brazilian publisher, okay? And in their website, you have lots of magazines with lots of articles. You can read a lot of people from Brazil that work with teaching English, people that are really relevant and important. So if you want to try, I recommend, okay? Then we have podcasts. Podcasts are very common nowadays, and this is something you can do while you are driving or maybe doing the dishes, and it's a way of using your time to learn something. Yes, I bring you here three options that I like a lot, which are Chá Pedagógico from Gisal too. You can find a link in the New Roots website or in Spotify. The TTT Teacher Trainer Talks, okay? Both these two first options, they are conducted by two teachers or teacher trainers, okay? In some cases, they speak in Portuguese. Sometimes they speak in English. Most of the times, I believe, especially Chá Pedagógico speaks in English, but they talk about a variety of things. And the Talking ELT from Oxford University brings some very relevant and up-to-date topics. There is a series, they have a small series. The episodes have like 20 minutes, 25 minutes, and it's a series of 6 or 5 episodes about something. So the first one, for example, is about artificial intelligence and English teaching. So how the artificial intelligence can impact in our field, what are the benefits, how we can use it in our favor. So there is a lot, okay? Thiago, yes, we are going to talk about a little bit about the British Council, Thiago. Yes, but we are going to talk specifically about British Council for teachers. Okay, but we also have for kids, for teens, right? Websites. So I list here 4 websites that I consider very important. 3 of them are from respectful people in our field: Jeremy Harmer, Scott Thornbury, and David Crystal. If you attended to our capacitações and inductions, you probably already heard about Scott Thornbury. They talk about different things. There are topics about grammar, vocabulary, different methodologies, and most of things in their websites are free. Okay, there is a kind of content, some content that is paid, but most of the things are free, and you can see books, articles. In some of them, you have lectures that you can watch. Okay, and the British Council for Teachers, that is specific for teachers. You have webinars, articles, that are courses, free courses that they offer to teachers about, again, a variety of things, pronunciation, how to teach pronunciation, how to teach vocabulary, how to work with writing, reading. So wonderful sources, and including there is some material to use in our classes. Okay, YouTube is a wonderful source. So there you can find lectures, talks, and webinars, for example, from different companies and from different authors. So the British Council has a channel, Cambridge has a channel. You can find some of the lectures, for example, from Jeremy Harmer, Scott Thornbury, David Crystal, Penny Ure, and etc. Okay? And we have, of course, us, Cel.Lep. Yeah. So we offer you a lot of things that are for free. So we have our YouTube channel, if I'm not mistaken, in every group from the schools you can find the link in the bio. Okay, so go there, check. We have the previous Encontros Pedagógicos, we have our capacitações. So if you have any question, you can go there and see, because probably there is a video to help you. We have our Encontros Pedagógicos that happen every semester, 4 per semester. We try to bring you a variety of things, and things that we usually see in the classroom that are things that you need. So the participation is important and helps you. Our lesson observation and feedback is part of professional development. As Veronica brought, it may be something that you planned, but again, what you are going to do with this information is part of the path that you choose for your professional development. Okay, if you are going to use or not, if you are going to try to implement in your class, is part of it is your decision. Yeah. Now, very recently, started this year, we have the Teachers Lounge, which is Thiago, yes, which you can participate in teams. Okay, so if you want, just talk to your consultant. You just need to give an email address, and we are going to add you to the Teachers Lounge. There you can share ideas, you can share practices, you can have some networking with people from different schools and different realities. Okay. And we also offer the preparatory courses for the C1 and C2 certificates. Okay, because improving our language is also professional development. And in this case, I have to say that it must be part of everybody's plans. Okay, because an English teacher that don't have a very good knowledge of language, yes, lacks something to teach. And then I have something else, an extra information about Cel.Lep and professional development, but I'm going to add sometime soon. Just wait until the end, you are going to see. And then peer observation, okay? This is something that people sometimes don't consider as professional development, but it is. So it's possible when you watch the class of a peer, you are learning something, okay? You are not going to watch the class to say you see, this you are doing is right, this is wrong, you shouldn't do that. No, you are going to see, to try to learn different perspectives, to see different ways of approaching the student's discipline or some specific practice. And even if you, for example, in your school, you teach educação infantil and you have just another teacher for Fundamental 1, and you don't teach Fundamental 1, there is no problem if you go there and observe the lesson of your peer, because you will have something that you will learn and you can adapt it to your reality. Okay, so talk to your peers and try to do that. Well, the free options are here, and now we are going to see the ones that can be paid or not, and some of them are unfortunately very expensive, but important. So something else that we can have that can be paid or not is the webinars. Okay, so we have webinars from Brestiso. Brestiso is an association of Brazilian teachers, and there are lots of things you can pay for the annually. I think that the price is 180 reais per year. And then you have access to a lot of things. You are going to receive a magazine with articles. You can attend to some webinars and workshops for free. Some of them you are going to pay like 10 reais. Okay, so it's nice. You have also the TESOL International that offers some webinars. You have conferences from, for example, from the LabC and the Brestiso that are presential. If you cannot attend to them presentially, some of them are available online. Okay, they put in their YouTube channels later on, so you can watch. We have the courses and the certifications, right? We already mentioned the CELTA, but we also have the Delta and other TESOL certificates. So when we talk about CELTA and Delta, we are talking about Cambridge. And the first one from Cambridge is the TKT. You can have the preparatory course for TKT with us, okay, for free. And after the TKT, you have CELTA, and then finally you have Delta, that, if I'm not mistaken, Delta is similar to a major, okay, is equivalent to a major degree. They are a little expensive, and as Thiago and Camila and Vanessa mentioned, they are very demanding, but completely worth, okay? So they can change a lot of your perspectives. So if you want more information, you can also talk to us later on. We can help you. There are some online platforms as the Coursera and Future Learn. In Future Learn, there is a TESOL course. If I'm not mistaken, it's from the Arizona University. People usually say that this TESOL is very good. So if you have an opportunity, but in these platforms, you also can find some free courses. Okay, they are short courses. If you don't want the certificate, you don't need to pay anything for the courses, and then you have like 1 month to take the complete course, and you can learn a lot from good institutions, okay, from the British Council, from Cambridge, from the Southampton University, okay, so there are lots of things. And finally, I'd like to mention books, okay, so when you are reading a book, you are also developing, and some books are free, you can find on the internet. Yes, or you can ask a friend, right? Some others are a little expensive, but the book is something that it depends completely on you. You can read during 1 month or 1 year, it depends on you. You can come back to the chapters that interest you. You can read only the chapters that you consider important at that moment, and then after read the other chapters. So there is a lot to learn from books, okay? And finally, as I promised you, we have something new from Cel.Lep. So we have the teacher development program, okay, that until this semester consisted on language classes and the methodology classes that there is a preparatory for the TKT. From the next semester on, we are going to have something else. We have the teacher development certificate, teacher development course, which in which we have 14 classes that is going to help us a little more with our methodology skills, with the language, and etc. Okay, so this is what we have. From now on, the teacher development program is going to have a language component. We are going to have the TKT preparatory course helping you to prepare for the three models, the three parts, and then you have the Cel.Lep teacher certificate. Okay? Nice, isn't it? Yes? Good. So before we go to the end of our session, I'd like to know if you have any question, if you would like to add something. Feel free to speak. No? No one? Thiago, I'm speechless. Thank you, Thiago. You are very kind. Camila, please. Camila,
If nobody
is
volunteers,
going to try the Delta.
Yeah, I'll go for the Delta soon. Not now, but soon.
Yes.
First of all, I need to put everything I learned in the Celta course. I have to put all the information I got there into practice. And it takes time. So I'm just slowing down now. But what I wanted to mention was that I want to add this information is that sometimes we consider development, professional development, something we have to invest a lot of money. And we're teachers, and we know we have something in our favor, which is we know how to get the information. We know how to filter information. We know how to put information into practice. That's what we do every day. And so our development, it doesn't matter if it's paid or if it's for free. The point is there must be a development. I was talking to Luciana yesterday, and I said, I always tell my peers, everybody that is around me, I always tell the same thing. Always doubt a teacher who does not study. Always doubt a teacher who does not study. We have to study. We have to get in touch. And I have a practical example to give you, which is metodologias ativas, active methodologies. I don't know if I can say that. I had never learned anything about it before. I had never learned anything about it. And I saw it, I just had contact with this topic recently, and then I studied. I got in contact with some peers, some teachers, and I tried to ask them how to put that into practice. I shared my ideas with them, and this is something I did by myself. I studied by myself. Yeah, so I know that it's time consuming, but what is not? What is not time consuming? Living is time consuming. Yeah, so that's my opinion about professional development. So go for it. You are more than able to do it, for sure.
Yes, that's it, Camila. And sometimes, like for example, we are in the bus commuting, right, or in the subway, and you can listen to a podcast, you can read a book, you can read an article, you can review something that you studied a long time ago. So you are using the time. So if we think about, we can find the time. Yes, Thiago.
I would just like to add. I think that having the right mindset is key too. Like again, just to reiterate, like if you try to be better today than you were yesterday, I think that it's a huge step. But like, be welcoming to things that didn't work out, but you reflect upon them and you don't try to find responsibles. Like, you don't try to blame anyone. Just, well, today didn't work and I'll be better tomorrow. The class didn't work today, but it will eventually. And why? How? Why not? Why didn't it work? I think, is it something with me? Is it something that I can do? Is it something in my reach? And then I think that this is what drives us into finding these things. Like, just a very quick personal example. I had a student that had special needs, and he was one of the biggest challenges I faced because he had no sense of consequence. And then I was like, I can't keep uh, going to class and finding that student and letting him go, right? What can I do to give him the best I can? And then I was reading in the bus, on the bus. I was reading at home, and I was watching things, and this drove me into looking for. So I think that when we find something that drives us to be better tomorrow, I think that this is what helps us. Even if it's something for free, or even if it's a little more expensive. And when we talk about Celta, for example, like, it is very demanding. I forgot to do things like in my daily life that we are usually not doing it. And but it's a story for another time. But after that, I was like, I did that so I could be a better English teacher. And I think that if you are not doing that to improve, nothing you do will take you there. If the class keeps the same tomorrow, it doesn't matter. So I think that this goes well with Camila was saying. Like, we can improve any way we can, but if we don't think like that, if we don't think, oh, I need to, then we really don't improve, or we really don't develop. And I think it's good for us to be challenged, with new things, new information. Some things changed their names, and it's good to be up to date, and doing so for the right reason. I think I think this is what I'm trying to say. And it is possible, right? Like, we did most of the things we did, trying to do the best we could. So yeah.
That's it, T. That's it. We have to try. Uh, Something that Camila mentioned, that we should always uh, get suspicious when we see a teacher that doesn't study, and I couldn't agree more with her. And sometimes I talk to teachers that they say a lot, because it's difficult to teach this group, this generation is lost, and you know, they find lots of reasons for being difficult to be in the classroom and teach. And I always tell them, okay, you cannot change the world. Uh, Technologies are here to stay. TikTok is here to stay. And this is life. This is this generation. That's not much we can do. But you can change your small world. And your small world is your classroom. So what you can do, what can you do to improve your lessons, to try to work better with your students, to help them in terms of behavior. So you can study positive discipline, for example. You can try to learn how what happens in the brain of a teenager, just to understand why the teenager behaves that way. So there are lots of things to do. So let's try to do that and see how we can change our world, what we do. Yes, good. Guys, I'd like to give you to show you some of the reference that we used in this presentation. Okay, if you want to read, just let me know and I can send them to you. Okay, and that's it, people. Thanks a lot for being here, for participating, for talking. Uh, and I know that you are going to be on vacation very soon, and I hope you enjoy your vacation and think about your professional development and what you are going to start second semester. Thank you.